Welcome back to Diksha Vedantu English for 9th and 10th. I am your chemistry master teacher Ankita. So today we are going to discuss how to present your paper in the board exam. So best paper presentation, how to write your board exams. So exams are very near, so you cannot just relax and you cannot just chill around now. So you have to get really serious and you have to have a idea on how to present your paper in the exam, right? So you must have given pre-board exams as well as preparatories, etc., mock tests as well. So you must already know certain points where you can present your paper in the best way possible. But I am going to tell you the tricks and strategies today. So how to present your paper and you can impress the evaluator. So in the realm of board exams, a powerful paper presentation can be the key that unlocks success. So the thing about paper presentation is a student can read so much, can study so much, but if he or she is not able to present the paper in a nice way, in his best or in her best way, so it's not going to give good result. That's why paper presentation is very important. So let's get started. So let me remind you to subscribe to the channel Diksha Vedantu English for 9th and 10th and turn on the notifications. We are going to go live every single day. So we are going to discuss physics, maths, biology, chemistry, social science and English as well. So don't miss out on the videos. And also, yes, we have a Telegram channel. So please do follow the Telegram channel. The link will be in the description. And we are going to provide you the free notes as well. Okay, so the link will be in the description. So go check that out. Yeah, let's get started. Follow the instructions specified. So first 5 to 10 minutes you need to read all the instructions that's been given. So even on your hall ticket, admit card as well as on the question paper. Okay, so before answering the questions, carefully read the directions provided by the exam invigilator or mentioned on the exam paper. So your exam invigilator might tell you a couple of points. Okay, you need to, so remember that you need to focus on that. Follow any formatting, margin or additional sheet rules provided. So if they are going to give you the additional sheet, so you can use as much as space as you want. But if they are not going to provide you the additional sheet, you have to be frugal and you have to stick to the paper that's been given. Okay, and next point, use readable handwriting. This is very important. So you might be a genius, you might be very smart, you have studied everything, but if you are not able to reproduce that in the exam, if you are not able to write that in the exam, and if the handwriting is really bad, which is not, which cannot be read, then so it's all under the drain, right, under the bridge. So use clear and legible handwriting. You don't have to write how you write in the copywriting, okay, or in the posters. It's there is no need, don't waste your time, but the handwriting should be very clear as well as legible. This is of immense importance. Okay, so handwriting should be clear. And also if the examiner does not understand your writing, there is no point. It may result in misunderstandings or grading errors. So use a comfortable writing speed and take your time to ensure that your words are legible. So be comfortable, pick a pace, pick the speed where you find yourself very comfortable and your handwriting is also legible, and maintain that. Alright. And third point is to begin with a clear and informative heading. So we often forget to mention the heading. We just start writing the answers. Don't do this mistake. So please begin with a clear and informative heading, and if time permits you, please underline that. Underline the heading. So begin each answer with a clear and informative heading. Include the question number as well as title. Please do not forget to mention the question number. If there is sub question, please do mention that as well. Use highlighting or bold type to separate it from the rest of the content. This allows the examiner to more easily recognize and follow your answers. Only if the time permits you, you can do this. Otherwise, there is no need, you can just underline it. Okay? Yes. And maintain proper formatting. If there are any formatting requirements such as bullet points or numbering, make sure to follow them. So if they ask you to mention points, distinguish between, something, what is it, let's take the example of chemistry itself. So distinguish between functional groups, alcohols and carboxylic acid, just an example, hypothetical. So if they ask you that, so you need to mention in a point, you have to put a column, tabular column, okay, you have to put a table and you have to mention in points. That's very, very important when they ask you to distinguish between two things. That's very important. So maintaining a proper formatting, gives a very good impression. And consistency in formatting makes a visually pleasing answer sheet and aids in organizing your thoughts. So if if your paper looks uniform throughout the paper, throughout the, even from the first answer to the last answer, if it looks uniform, it's going to give you a very good impression. Okay, and allow enough space. Don't be frugal, please don't be frugal. So don't be confused. So allow enough space for each answer with enough for additional additions or adjustments. We have this tendency. So we might forget a point or two while we are writing the answer. So always you have to leave one or two lines after you write the answer, so that you can come back after some time when you remember the point and add there. So if you don't leave the space, it's going to be extremely difficult for you to add additional points, or if you have done a mistake, you cannot just rub it off and write it. That's why always make sure to leave 2 lines or 3 lines after an answer if you are not completely sure about the answer that you have written. Refrain from cramming your writing into a limited space, because it will make your answers challenging to understand and may need clarification. This is very important. Many of the students commit this mistake. So they'll have an idea, right? So how? Okay, I'm going to write the answer in 4 lines. Don't stick to that. It's okay if you exceed 4 lines. If you go to the next line, nobody is going to scold you. But don't cram your answers in a line. Okay, it will be very difficult for the evaluator to evaluate your paper. That's why. And if you run out of space, clearly indicate where you have continued your answer on an additional sheet. Okay, so you have written an answer in 2nd page. Okay, and the space was not enough, and you wanted to add more information, more answers in there, more points in there. Then if there is no space, you have to make sure to write that. So use the bracket. So what do you need to do? So use bracket, alright, and make sure. So use bracket like continued in 4th page. You can write like this. Okay, so that the evaluator is not going to miss out on the answer that you have written in the 4th page. Make sure to do this. Alright, and highlight crucial points. So you will have enough time. So whenever you are writing your language papers, or whenever you are writing social science or science, so make sure to underline the points, highlight points. Use underlining or highlighter to emphasize essential points or keywords. Highlighter cannot be used. Usually it's not advised to use highlighter, but use underlining. You can use the similar color pen, or if you are writing in black pen, use blue pen. Okay, or you can use pencil as well. So just highlight or underline the keyword. Okay, underline the keyword. For example, so when we are defining homologous series, which is the keyword there? The series of compounds having same functional group, same general formula, but the homologs differ by 1 CH2 unit. The CH2 unit differ by CH2 unit is the important point there, the key point there, keyword there. So you need to highlight that, so that it will be very easy for the evaluator to just focus on the keyword and give you the marks. And this draws attention to important information and makes your answers stand out. Okay, and review and edit. This is very, very important. So always dedicate last 10 to 15 minutes to review your answer. If you have committed a grammar mistake or spelling mistake, you'll be able to review that and correct it. So why to waste marks in grammar mistake or spelling mistake? Nobody would like that. right? So before submitting your paper, review and edit your replies. Check for spelling and grammatical mistakes and make sure your sentences are clear and concise. So how do you form sentences? How do you form sentences that are concise and clear? By giving mock tests, by solving sample papers. Only then you will be able to achieve a couple of these things, like speed of the writing, pace of the writing. So you will be able to achieve that only if you give the sample paper, if you give the mock test. Okay, even this one, how you can form beautiful sentences only if you practice it. Otherwise, you cannot. It's very difficult. So in your presentation, correct any errors or inconsistencies. So if you don't remember the word, come back, review and add the word in the last minute. Okay, so you don't have to get tense that you are not remembering the answer or remembering the particular word. So you can always come back, review and edit your answers. So make sure you have some time in your hand to review and edit your answer. Okay, so how to present a paper in exam neatly? First one, follow the instructions specified. Please do. So if it is for 2 marks, 3 marks, make sure to write the answer for the given or for the allotted marks. And use readable handwriting, please. It's very important. So legible handwriting is very, very important. So I had a friend in school, so who was very, very smart, who used to study really hard and smart. But the thing is, his paper presentation was really bad. He was not able to write properly. His handwriting was very bad. So he would always get less marks. Right? So don't do this mistake. So this is something that you can improve. Right? So use readable handwriting and give clear and informative heading and highlight the crucial points and review and edit. These are the most important things. So if you follow all these things, so you can present your paper beautifully and get good marks. You can ace your exam. Okay. All the best. Do not forget this, and please do share the videos with your friends as well, so that it will be very useful for them. Okay, and there are some additional tips, like write differences in table form. Whenever they ask you to distinguish between something, so two things or differentiate, so use the table form and try to use a ball pen. Okay, ink pen, gel pen, please don't use it. If you sweat, if you start crying, God forbid that doesn't happen, but if that happens, or if you're drinking water, you spill water on your paper, if you use gel pen or ink pen, everything is going to get washed away. So please do not use those. Use ball pen. Especially black would look really, really good on white paper. And word limit. Always be mindful of word limit. If it is for 1 marks, so just 1 point or 2 point is enough. Okay. If it is for 2 marks, 4 points is more than enough. 4 marks, half a page. So always make sure to be mindful about the word limit and leave a line after an answer, a line or two. If you are not sure about the answer that you have written, leave 2 or 3 lines. Okay, otherwise 1 line is enough. And diagrams. So whenever they ask you to write the diagram, make sure to label it. Labeling it is very, very important, and always use pencil to draw diagrams, not pen. Please don't do this mistake. This is a very silly mistake. But yeah, don't do this mistake. And use examples. Whenever they ask you a definition, try to use examples. Okay, it will give a very good impression. So this is all about today's session. Thank you so much for joining me. So let me remind you to subscribe to the channel once again. Okay, Diksha Vedantu English for 9th and 10th. So we will be coming up with tips and strategies every day at 9 o'clock. Okay, don't miss out on it. So these are some of the additional points. You can take a look at it. Okay, answer questions in order. Begin with a concise and clear introduction. Use bullet points or numbered lists. Use diagrams and pictures. Correctly cross out errors. So you don't have to, just scribble everything on your paper. If you make a mistake, just a line is enough. Okay, so many of us are going to do this mistake. So for example, see here, chemistry. I am writing this. Okay, but I have written the spelling wrong. So just do this. Okay, rather doing this, scribbling in the answer sheet, don't do this. Just a line is enough. Okay, so correctly cross out all the errors. So these are some additional tips that you can follow. So this is all. Yes, why presentation is important. So improves readability, demonstrates professionalism, attention to detail, overall impact on the result, and favorable impression. Okay, so even if you have given your best, if you have presented your paper in a very nice way, they are going to ignore small errors like word spelling mistake or grammar mistake. They are not going to pay much attention to that if you present the paper in a good way. That's why. All right. Yes, this is it. Thank you so much for joining me today. So let me remind you again, please do subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification. All the best, students. So ace your exam. Okay. Bye bye. Take good care of yourself.